One of the great parts about living in Indonesia is that though it is the world's biggest Islamic country, it is very different than I expected when I was living in the States. After seeing movies and reading news reports and seeing the news, that was very biased. I came here and was not at all prepared for how different it would be. It is very welcoming to all cultures. I live with people who are Muslim. I have friends with Muslim friends. I know people that are Hindu. And it is something that all of us believe, that we can be devout in our religion, but that we can still be friends. We can still be co-workers and get along, and that actually is a good thing. Considering moving here, I have people urging me, Patrick, don't go. Don't go into a country like that. I came here and I have found that it is more peaceful here than the cities that I lived in the United States.
I was very thankful when I saw on the offer how much it would be, because I could support myself on that. And I could put some aside for traveling, I could put some aside for saving, and I could put some aside for paying off student loans. So it was clearly the right decision, because they cover the place you live. So that is a huge expense that's already covered. Where in the States you would have to pay, monthly rent. That is crazy expensive, especially in California. So I was not keen on that idea of spending, $1,000 or half my paycheck. Well, when I first saw my apartment, I was very surprised on how big it was. I'm used to living with like 6 to 7 girls in college, so having this whole place to myself, I felt very spoiled. I'm actually in the apartment right next to another staff member, so we hang out, and I'm sure we'll start cooking meals together soon, since we both don't know how to cook. And so it's been really nice, yeah. A really big apartment. The whole apartment was furnished, so I had a couch, a bed, a closet, like a desk in my office. And so when I went to IKEA, I just bought some extra things, like to spice it up a little bit. But yeah, everything was there for us, and everything was in really nice condition.
Us specifically being a couple, we have a motorbike that we get around with transportation. And that was very easy to purchase and use. Gas is very inexpensive to fill up, and we've gotten comfortable with that. If we, however, go farther than maybe back or forth from school, then we'll usually use Gojek, which is a ride-hailing application. There's also apps very similar to Uber.
And there's also like taxis, very similar to what you would see in the Western countries, which are very affordable to use. And for families who are larger, if a motorbike isn't the size that you need, it's also, you can get a car and you can drive around here too. So,
driving around, after you get past the first little bit, which is really scary, it's really easy. I'm used to Uber back home, so Uber is the same thing as Grab. So they have Grab here, and it's super easy just to order a car and they come pick you up right at the spot, and you get in and you go, and it only costs like $2, so it's been really nice. It only took like a month to really understand the rules of the road. The drivers are on the opposite side of the car and the opposite side of the road, so in your mind it's like you have to get used to that. But other than that, it's fine.
Yeah, when we moved to Jakarta, I don't think we understood how big of a city it was, but it's a massive city with tens of millions of people, with all the resources that a city that large would have. So it's very easy. You can find any type of food, any type of activity that you would be interested in. In some ways, densely populated area, you can find all the things that you want very close. All restaurants from around the world within a close area, things like gyms, movie theaters, shopping, all of that very centrally located around the Kemang area.
And the process with the bank, they were so smooth with how they got everything figured out. We had a translator, and we went there and filled out the forms, and it was super, chill. And then right away we got a credit card or a debit card, and then we could start spending money.
I love eating Indonesian food. It's something that my wife and I are known for here. My wife eats really weird foods. We often go out and eat street food. There are vendors on the side of the road, and we eat there all the time. The food here, it's very safe to eat anywhere you want to go, and there's always different kinds of cuisines wherever you go.
So one of the real joys of teaching overseas is, of course, the travel and the culture, and it's something that my wife and I just love all the time. We can't get enough of exploring in Indonesia. We've been to Sumatra, I think, 3 or 4 times, to Sulawesi 3 times, out to Maluku, which is one of my favorite places. You can travel on a very light budget. You can get, Lion Air and low-cost flights. You can stay in, simple bungalows. Or if you, prefer a ritzier style, I guess you can go to the big resorts in Bali, which are always going to be there and ready for you. Indonesia has been our favorite nation to travel in. We do enjoy exploring the other ones around, Myanmar and Laos and Thailand, and so many great places to see. But we always come back to Indonesia as our favorite place.
When I first moved to Indonesia, a lot of the other teachers who were there took us to go visit their churches, and it took me a while before I found one that was a good fit. It's been really good. I've been able to get involved, and I've helped with the teens ministry, and I'm now involved with the missions program. I love that because it helps me connect with all different elements of life in Jakarta, being able to interact with orphans in the orphanage and with the nurse people in the nursing home. It's really given me a chance to connect. My church gives me a chance to be able to have another community to help root myself here in Jakarta.
So we have 2 children that were both born here, and our daughter is 4 years old and is entering her 2nd year of school here, and she loves it. She loves her teachers, she's excited about school, she's enthusiastic, and she has the opportunity to go to school with kids from Korea, Indonesia, Australia, Canada, a very multicultural.
For your children to know that their education at the school is free, that they're able to attend school for free, that you're not paying for their education directly, is also a big benefit. It allows you to be together as a family throughout the day.